Okay, so this video is a response to Mr. Sifu Freddie Lee's video on Kimbo Slice and Michael Jai White. I've watched a lot of this guy's videos, and he's really got a stick up his ass, or he's bent out of shape about something. He's always talking shit about MMA fighters, and he's pretty much talks shit about every martial artist out there. The only martial artist he doesn't badmouth is Jet Li and Bruce Lee. I think he's got his facts twisted. Kimbo Slice is a family man. He's got kids. He's got a wife. So he had to make his living street fighting. That doesn't make him a criminal. How does that classify someone as a criminal? Explain that to me. Now all of a sudden he's Mayweather's a criminal because he's a boxer, and this he's just talking out of his ass, this guy, and I'm really getting sick and tired of it. So Mr. Freddie Lee, I'm here to ask you, what makes a street fighter a criminal? I was a former street fighter. I was a former MMA fighter, and I'm a damn good person. I ain't never broke a law a day in my life. Okay, so what are you talking about? I don't think you really know anything about real martial arts, because if you did, you wouldn't be acting the way you're acting, and you wouldn't be saying the things that you're saying. You're always going on about Bruce Lee. Well, Bruce Lee was a real fighter. He believed in real fighting. He believed in real survival street techniques, fighting on the street. Okay, and if I guarantee you, if the UFC was around back in his day, he'd be fighting in it. So what are you talking about, man? You're always running your mouth saying, judging everyone. Well, what makes you so high and mighty? Because you choose not to fight? That doesn't make you high and mighty. That just makes you a coward in my book. Hey, fighting is always the last answer. You never want to have to fight. No one wants to have to be in a fight. But hey, sometimes you have to be in a fight. Sometimes you got to stand up for yourself, and you got to stand up against the bully. But it doesn't make you a criminal. Just because Kimbo Slice had to, make his living fighting and street fighting doesn't mean he's a criminal. All those guys who fought him in the street, they knew what was going on. They didn't have to step up and fight. You are responsible for making your own choices in this world. That doesn't make you a criminal. It doesn't make you any less of a man than anyone else. What makes you so much better than everybody else, Mr. Freddie Lee? I watch a lot of your videos, and I don't ever see you teaching anybody any real martial arts. You don't even spar. Bruce Lee at least put headgear on and boxing gloves on and threw his hands and and sparred. So what are you teaching your students? You're teaching your students nothing. So it's like you're always going on and on and on about all this traditional martial arts. Well, Bruce Lee walked away from the traditional martial arts because it wasn't working for him. That's why Bruce Lee adapted Western boxing and kickboxing and grappling and all these other arts. Because he even said that traditional martial arts weren't working. All the traditional kung fu, Bruce Lee tossed that aside, man. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I just don't get you, Mr. Freddie Lee. I just do not get what you're trying to accomplish by making these videos and trash talking everybody. And the second thing I want to bring up is, you're always going on about how you're this authentic Chinese or this authentic Asian. Your name is Freddie, dog. Come on, man. Your name is Freddie. That's not an Asian name. That's an American name. And why are you over here teaching in America? If we're so bad over here and we're all criminals and all this shit that you spit out your mouth, how come your school is not in China and Hong Kong teaching your own people over in your own country? Why are you over here in my country? Because your country is just as fucked up as my country is, motherfucker. Shit. So what do you got to say about that, Mr. Freddie Lee? Why are you over here? Why are you over here? You're always bad-mouthing martial artists, Van Damme, Seagal, this person, that person, Jackie Chan. You bad-mouth everybody. What makes you so high and mighty? Explain to me. Give me one thing that makes you so high and mighty. Why? Because you don't fight? So, basically what you're trying to say, Mr. Freddie Lee, is that anyone who fights, whether it's in the street, or the cage, or the ring, they're a criminal, according to you, okay? Now, like I said, I'm going to say it again. I'm a former street fighter. I'm a former MMA fighter. I've never broken a law a day in my life. Not a day in my life. I'm a damn good person. I'm a damn good person. I contribute to society every day by giving back to the kids, keeping kids off the streets, telling kids not to join gangs. I contribute to society, and I am an MMA fighter. I am a street fighter. Okay? So we're not all bad people. I think you're just jealous of a guy like Kimbo Slice. I think you're just jealous of a guy like Michael Jai White. I think you're just jealous of a guy like Mayweather, because they did something with their martial art. They're not just on YouTube shit talking and bad mouthing everybody like you do. They did something with their lives. They got somewhere with their lives. Yeah, you got a good martial arts school out there. So what do you got to badmouth everybody for? You have your own school, you're teaching your own students. Do your thing, bro, and leave everybody else alone. Why you got to badmouth everybody? Huh? I just don't understand you, you know? You never want to have to step to nobody and fight for real. You never want to answer anybody back. So what's your beef, dog? I don't understand you, you know? But, you know, what classifies these guys as a criminal in your book because they had to make their lives fighting? And now all of a sudden you're on this trip with Michael Jai White because he was showing Kimbo Slice how to throw a non-telegraphed jab. He didn't break any laws. Now all of a sudden he's a criminal. I think you really need to check yourself, Mr. Freddie Lee. You really need to check yourself, man, because you ain't no better than anybody in this world. So that's all I got to say about that. I really don't care if anyone likes the video, enjoys the video. I really don't give a shit if anyone watches the damn video. Just me ranting and raving at Mr. Freddie Lee because I'm sick and tired of this fucking guy making these fucking videos just bad-mouthing and trashing everyone when he's never even been in a real fight. You've never even been in a real fight, Mr. Freddie Lee. I guarantee you, you were a bully who got his ass handed to him and now you think you're all fucking high and mighty and you're not. So anytime you need to feel that you need to express yourself, you go ahead and do so, because you will never have the balls to do a third of what half of these MMA fighters have done.